Hello, hello, and welcome. Today we are going to be scrying an Inkblot
This is
made in
strange.
the name of Honey or Honey Drops Tarot. Link below to her channel if you're interested. She's requested a personal and has made it public, so please do receive or release freely. And welcome to receive any images that may inspire your psyche and psychic senses along the way. We'll scry the ink, we'll add on some tarot and oracle, and we also have Ghost Tube here kick in for any audio editions from the afterlife. Again, all the links are below to help Gal grow. So, honey, let's dig in. Your ink blot is beautifully big. I love it. I have some insights here that I'm just going to kind of ramble through, and then we'll open up and kind of get to it. But you can fast forward through if you're like, yeah, Steph, that's cool. So, honey, Faith, do you sing choir?
Where are you?
I'm here. Someone looking at you. There was somebody looking at you, and I feel like you have faith in regards to this. Something about working on the joy of future. The bottom of your foot. I want to say the right foot. And imagine if I was like leaning forward and I had my, leg backing up and like the bottom of my foot would be here. There's like a crystal, or I don't know if you have a tattoo or getting a tattoo, but there's something about my foot. I don't know what that is, but it feels, I don't know if it's even like a receiving or reflexology or something along that lines. Bottom of foot. I don't know, maybe look at that as well. Couldn't, something about a heart or possibly love, not sure if it's romantic or platonic. As you know, we're here to have adventures, let's be right or wrong. Something about that couldn't happen regarding past lives. There was a boy, but I got the impression that this might have been from a boy in another lifetime that is incarnated now as this person that couldn't happen of past lives. And he is on a quest of questions. Or maybe you have a son or a nephew or anything along that lines. There's a boy or a man, masculine energy, male expressed, but it feels like the feminine energy is very well in there, balanced, on a quest for questions. And there's a challenge somewhere. And I feel as though it will all make, you hate to say it, but it's like it'll all make sense later, whatever that is. You are their queen, and I'm hearing that Usher song, You Make Me Wanna, but it wasn't about the you make me wanna leave the one I'm with. That wasn't the part I heard. I just wrote down like the name of the song I was hearing. Think about you every something. It's the thinking about you part. I'm remembering a wish. I tell you, quote unquote, I tell you every day how beautiful you are, even when you're crying.
Billy.
That song, don't know who it's by, but luckily I wrote down some keywords. When I see your face, you're amazing,
yes,
just the way you are. Something about that. And I think that's it. All right, so let's dig into the scry. Awkward and awesome. Let's dig in. So you know the drill as well. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below. Your interpretations and reflections do help deepen the reading, and they are greatly appreciated in expanding our existence and exploring expressions. All right, I'm going to dig in. So I'm seeing baby elephants with a mama or papa elephant. Something about the light of that. I feel like which is interesting. I would not have put it together I wouldn't have, but here I am. It looks like honey. I'm purifying honey. I don't know if there's a process in regards to purifying honey or really the process at all, but there's something about this. And it's I don't know if you have a sibling or somebody, or a friend really close to you, or this is of the two aspects of yourself, your masculine and feminine, if you're a single child. But this is in relation to, it's given to you from, say, the mama or the papa, and whether it's you and a sibling or of
See
yourself. It's given to you to purify, and then through these taps, it's purified. Very clearly purified, if I may. Like, it's almost this kind of a yellow that
My baby.
could have like a transparency of sorts. It's a very interesting thing. You have vultures around you, but these vultures help. Oh, no, they're not vultures. Sorry, give me a moment. They're peacocks. They're peacocks. Yeah, these peacocks are pecking like vultures at, I'm going to say impurities, but it's not an impurity. They don't see it as an impurity. They can transmute it into the beautiful coloring of their own feathers, let's say. What I'm hearing is it's exactly the same process you do in whatever context. It's just in different forms, right? It's just different embodiments, different forms, but it's the same. So it's like one channel of this liquid elixir, I'm going to call it, as honey. As a human, as your incarnation, your energy does one thing with it, there are other parts of impurities that are best suited for this peacock that can be like a vulture to sense the value of that for them. I feel like you might have or something with birds, very colorful birds as well. Like, I feel like I can get communications from them really easily, even just by watching them. I'm seeing jaguars as well. Yeah, they're jaguars, straight up jaguars. Sorry, give me a moment, because I am sleeping. I'm in a bed. And I feel like here's this, it's almost like a headboard. I don't know if there's been something going on in your sleep or dream state, but I'm seeing this like, oh, for heavens and hot dogs. Is it a beaker? Something science-y anyway. Like a clear glass container, and there's, see, I want to call it a chemical reaction, but I'm being asked to call it a substance solution. Like some sort of solution is being, it's like I can see it bubbling. Yeah, okay, I will leave it at that. Something about, maybe it is some sort of solution to something. Or the solution's being concocted. The chemistry concoction in like the sleep state or the subconscious state. And those subconscious kind of inspirations come up in the waking day, but something happens at night. Something about the bed. I don't know what it is. Maybe you have a really nice headboard, or you got a new headboard, or there's like a picture, or there's something you've placed somewhere, but something's being enhanced for this. It's almost like a spirit solution. Somebody's watching it too. There's a younger energy and spirit that wants to get a closer look at what you're doing because you're teaching them. And they're like, I want to look. I want to see what she's doing. I want to know.
No.
It's like be observing. But yeah, it's funny because the energy in here is like, no, pull back. But they so eagerly want to be a part of it. It's really interesting. This might be indicative, if I may, of maybe if I, could personalize it for a moment. If maybe when you were younger and you would see things that would excite you or interest you, and like a parent would be like, no, we don't have time for this, or, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Something along that lines, because that's kind of how it feels, whether it's internal or external. I'm not looking to blame anybody, just simply sharing how I feel through it. It's like, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. And it's like, but I want to look, I want to see what's going on. Like, this is interesting to me. And for some reason I'm being pulled back and I can't see. Even though, if I may, there's another point in time that I see that where I do go and look anyway. But I'm at a different age. Very clearly a different age. Okay, let's keep going. So when I'm sleeping with this headboard and this solution is being here, these jaguars, if a jaguar means anything to you, I'm hearing like maybe you're working with jaguar energy right now. It's like the stark of night. Oh, it's almost sexy. Like it's not even like I can wander into the predator and prey of it all. This is just simply a pure presence. A pure presence, this jaguar. Possibly even a lynx, but whatever cat is black. I know I shouldn't try and figure it out. Nonetheless, I raise up here. This is where I feel like you rise above, the way I'm seeing it, rising above the bed frame. And I blossom. There's these blossoms here. Okay. Sorry. Hold on. Almost like, you know, like fairy wings that would be on the back, but you have yours on your hips, or there's a certain set that you use. When you, I'm not saying you do, of course, but as I'm here, as I rise up, it's like I'm being presented. Like she's here, because there is a gentleman energy on a horse. Now, this horse is not entirely a horse that we know to be of a horse, but it's in the spirit of such, some sort of vehicle. But it's horse-esque, and there is, yeah, I don't know. He just comes in. Like as soon as you're like kind of announced that you're here, he comes in. And it's all in this wonderful hues here. Something about the leg of, I don't know if it's a chair or a table or what it is. You know, like some chairs, they just have this character to them. I feel like I'm looking at the legs of something. I'll take one more. Thank you. Oh, did you flip over? I saw you. Okay. On the bottom, we have guidance, because there is, I think this is when you're sailing in your sleep.
I scry.
Okay. See the coloring of this Omega card? Was there something that happened? I don't know how old you are, but like maybe somewhere in your 30s, because 34 seems to be standing out. Or like when I get to be 34. Anyway, sorry, the coloring of this card I want to place in here. Like this honey source is limited. And you know how, without me knowing anything about science, that would make in any way sense? I don't know, like it's just limitless energy, or like dark matter, or this, that. There's another, it's limitless. It's like, in reading the word Omega, and that might be standing out to you, as it is to me, but I can't define it for one reason or another, and I'm not going to try to. But it's bringing me into eggs. Like the omega in certain nutrition things, omega in like the yolks, or I don't know, eggs. Yeah, you're connected to something limitless, and you're purifying some sort of limitlessness. And if I may say so, with grace, but this doesn't feel like it absolves me from anything. It doesn't absolve me from anything, and I'm aware of that. Thank you, because that is the feeling I kind of get. Like it's almost as if there's, looking at this, can I do this? Okay, looking at this from like the whole picture, there's a lot going on, and it's kind of like, please stop. It's not that I can't handle anymore, that I'm actually like putting in a boundary of my own power to be like one thing at a time type thing. Yeah, it's kind of how it feels. It's somewhere in and along that lines. So not like I can't handle anymore, but it just feels like there's a lot going on. Like when I say to myself, personal, professional, corporate, creative, romantic, platonic, you know, life and death and this and growth and decay and construction, destruction, I feel like this is like you're very... And while they might all be going on in one degree or another simultaneously in our lives, I feel like you're acutely aware of all of it happening all at once. And I guess it always is all at once, but I don't know, I just feel like you're very aware of it. Like even sleeping and like all the activity here in the sleep state. But I gotta admit, when I come into this, something else about a hamburger is coming through. I could go for a hamburger. Love me a hamburger. There's also wrought iron, which, interesting, maybe has something to do with the burger. If it was a beef burger, something about iron. I also feel very, like if I imagine a wrought iron gate that's quite ornate, I think this might be symbolic, but maybe this has a placement in another area, because I feel like I can see this wrought iron gate in the landscape here, no matter kind of where I go. Wherever I go, whatever you do, we're gonna go through it together. Okay, sorry. Let's dig in here from this way. There's something about this, like even your teeter-totter is cool. Like it's ornate. Like it just looks different than if you're at a playground, at a park, where these wrought iron gates again would be. Like as you step into places, I see like this kind of, maybe it's protective. Maybe it absorbs things for you. It is metal. It is iron. Maybe I feel defensive and protective right now, because now it's showing me very specifically, which is odd, and I'll throw it in and just allow the freedom to be. So
Beverly.
Yeah, okay, I'll share it. That's fine. I hesitate and it's fine. So years and years and years and years ago, but not far from where I actually live now, and I used to go to very old graveyards and do to the oldest stones and do rubbings to see what the words were, the person was, etc. Anyway, so in this graveyard is very close to me, ironically, where I live now, there's this one grave with a wrought iron fence around the plot, and it doesn't get mowed or it doesn't get maintained. And the local lore of it is that a witch was buried there, and the wrought iron gate was to protect other people from her or to protect her from other people. My personal experience in that was me and my girlfriend at the time, we had taken a few pictures, like old school cameras, and we didn't see anything, nothing weird. That wasn't the point. We were just, kind of doing our own little research in these rubbings. And the pictures came back, and there was a woman behind one of the trees looking at us, or at least looking at from where we were taking the picture. And we didn't see her there, and she was, like cloaked out. And anyway, it's not the point. But that's what it's making me feel like wherever I'm going right now, these wrought iron gates in this formation that I think changes for you, at least the way I'm seeing it. It's not as structured as this plot.
Lord.
But it's protecting. Now, whatever the intention is, I feel is very personal. It just feels like where I'm at right now. I might be nurturing something, grieving, except, all that kind of good stuff. Okay. Because something is happening as a catalyst in your life. And maybe, I don't know, to be honest with you, like this whole thing feels like a catalyst. But it's of your powers. I feel like I might be a little back and forth on something when I'm on these teeter-totters. Interesting. Thank you. So, do you know when, or if you can imagine with me, a castle? And I'm loving the symbology because it's...
Roof.
Is that good? So my jam. And it's helping me, so thank you. Imagine a castle and there's like a knight or a guard. Well, maybe it's the guardian. Sorry, maybe it's the guardian. Maybe it's the guardian. And in like an old castle day, if somebody stepped forward to this castle, like their sharp arrow, but it's like one of those big long ones, right? I don't know what they're called. And it would come down and point at somebody. Okay. This is the pointing to this energy here.
Finish.
And it's coming from your shadow crown or subconscious crown. There's something I'm keeping at bay because I kind of feel like I'm doing something. I'm cleaning something because it's so busy up here. I am building a whole, I'll say it, temple. I'll say it. There it is. Yeah, it's construction. You have a project manager or something about project manager. And he's right there. Lots of masculine energy around you. But I feel like it's masculine energies that can be, like you can interact also with their feminine energy. Like they don't really favor one or the other.
Watching you.
But they're male expressed. I'll be watching you. Okay, so the night guardy thing points this sharp, I don't know what the heck it's called. I don't need to know what it's called. We all know what I mean. It's like, it's almost like, oh, this feels innocent. It's like, oh, if I was to come into this card, like, hold, behold the castle of Honeydrop's Tarot. Please name your reasoning, something or other. There's this other energy that comes through. It looks like a seal. Yep, it's a seal. This seal comes out of, it's an extended flag. Extended flag. And it is, the knight isn't talking, nor the project manager. Like if you're on grounds of like new construction or something being built and the project manager is like, or the architect is like, oh, I want to see that person. No, there's another energy that is represented by a flag of maybe the intention of what's going on. I'm not sure what it is, but a flag seems very important. Or a sail. A sail? Is a sail also maybe a version of a flag? They speak to this energy. They speak to that energy, which is still a part of you. Absolutely the way I'm seeing it. Yeah, because you even have like that on that long nighty thing, the stick, oh, for heavens, whatever. They even have, or you even have like a smaller flag that comes down. Is it a banner? Is the big one a banner? Maybe. This project manager is curious because it's almost like a bat they can hang upside down when need to. It's not a bat. What is that? Thank you. What is that? It's some sort of animal, almost kind of like a monkey or something with like they can use their tail, or like a lemur, or I don't know. Yeah, even a bird, and they can. It's like maybe like a parrot project manager, something along that lines. Dolphin. Okay.
To your left.
To your left. To your left. To your right. To your right. I have here red fox, dolphin, and the peregrine falcon. Okay. Thank you. When I'm sleeping or in the subconscious state, there is also strategy going on. I feel like I can observe this process of like purifying honey. But this is the energy that I meet here. Because you're building the temple in the belly there.
I told her.
Oh, and there's the peacock. Awesome. Prosperity. Where was the peacock? Down there. I saw you. In regards to your intuition. Do I want to, yeah? Go up. Okay, so I am here. Something is happening in paralleling lines. It kind of reminds me of train tracks, but one track is metal, one track is water. There's a person sitting here. Something is kissing their feet. Someone or something in honor of perhaps who one might pray to. Somebody is this, that, or the other.
Sister.
Or a sister. There is something leaving my mind. It's like ghosts. Oh, ghosts of other earthly experiences I have had that are, because you know what I'm seeing it as? It's like this creature right here has a strong upper body earthly expression, like brown, very earth energy, and blue feet, almost kind of like Aquaman. I'm getting like that kind of vibe. Moves really, really fast. But this Aquaman bear slash, I don't know what it is, earthly expression is like hike, take a hike. And they're like playing football. I'm pretty sure it's football when they do that. We're here for honey. This whole thing is a temple.
Have you been before?
There's another part or another lifetime of your lineage that feels very apparent to me. So I don't know if that's like your mother's lineage and your father's line or cultures. I have no idea. Or if this is straight up like a really close lifetime. Like maybe like 3 to 5. Possibly even this other one, like right there. Or the one right after. Because I feel like as though in this construction, there's so many conversations happening. So many conversations.
Roof.
And this is about the building. What needs to come down, what needs to be renovated. This is building of the temple. But I feel as though I have a way of doing this. Now, maybe this is in your work life. Maybe this is in your personal life. Friendships, relationships. I feel as though, as a guest in your aura, how I go about this is slightly different than what may be expected of me. Something about the knees is coming through. I feel like I'm kicking a lot of stuff out. I don't know if you're cleaning, if this is just mind stuff, heartbreaks, things that I've been carrying on, like hikes, take a hike. Because there's this funny little story up here where I'm seeing a dress, and there's this little creature like either grasping at my dress or trying to like look under my skirt, and I'm like, shoo, shoo.
It's bright.
Shoo. What's going on? So we got to take a hike and shoo. I don't know. There's somebody in spirit that has passed that I am trying to send a hug to, or the connection has already been made, but one side is barbed wire, one side is clear. I come back to the honey thing and the jaguar, but it's not quite connected yet, or some sort of safety measure. Dancer of lies has come through, and that is absolutely all the shooing and the hiking. Even if it's lies, maybe you've told yourself, or, you know, whatever the case is, promises broken, this, that, or the other. And it's almost like now it's like I can't even be upset at anybody, whether they maliciously lied or, you know, didn't fulfill an expectation or an understanding. Now I kind of feel like I have this, it's like, okay, well, now I have time to work on my temple, so thank you. And or whatever this construction is, and also knowing the compassion that not everyone carry or presents.
What should I do?
How do I say that without sounding? It's strategic. It's strategic. And that's not always a bad thing, but I just feel like maybe there's been some people, places, or things in one's life, hanging out the aura that is now taking a hike, or shoo, that I'm not upset at them anymore, because I realize
No.
their ability to contain or help. They were presenting a certain presence or title or position, but their capacity at the time maybe just wasn't what you needed.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Did I say that right? Like, it's not excusing them, but it's almost like now I'm not even upset about it. I understand. There just feels like a silent understanding. I'm not absolving or, making excuses for anybody, but the real estate in my mind is no longer being held up by this. Disappointments, even that someone or something or an experience or situation, the intentions were there, the words were there, but it didn't work out for one reason or another. And it's like, I can't fault them or me for wishing, wanting, desiring the same thing, but our capacities to conduct it and receive it, whatever skill sets might be in there, they weren't the same. They couldn't live up to them. And that's not a failure. That's just part of a process. But that doesn't mean necessarily maybe you're sticking around for that process. And if you do decide to stick around for that process, I feel like the strategy is reciprocal receptivity.
What do I do?
But it's almost like if somebody's not capable at this time, then I'm not really going to waste headspace or heart space. I have understanding and compassion, but it's not taking up real estate in my reflections. I have no idea if I said that in a really nice way or non-nice way, but hopefully if it means something, you get it. Okay. Before I go, Shaman of Foresight. Yeah, see, there is somebody in spirit with that connection talking with you. There's also possibly grandmother. I just saw grandmother coming through, kisses you on the forehead. She has moved on. There's a loss that we know that is going on here. Again, but I kind of feel like if I may, because of even like the size and scope of the Inkblot, it's just, I don't know if it's your awareness of losses, big or small, gains, big or small, all of it, big or small. I feel like I'm really starting to understand something, and the foresight of, where was I? I think is it in my little notey things here? Working on the joy of the future and knowing some things have transformed forms, and they will still be coming with me. But I feel like your awareness of, or if like one loss or gain triggers others in remembering, but it really feels like a time to decide. Something about, I feel like some emotion squawks at me when I'm trying to meditate. I don't know what it is. I'm checking at my belly button as well. Checking, yeah, see, Shaman of Sorrows is here. This feels very sentimental. Very sentimental. And I feel as though when I walk around, I have the gates, right? The wrought iron gates, but it's, very beautiful. And then I also, when I'm sleeping, is the time I really step into that sentiment, or heading to sleep. I think that makes, yeah. Okay. I am going to flip this. So when you're ready, I hope you're doing well. And if you're still here with me, gratitude galore. All right. Let's dig in. Sorry, I already got distracted. So, thank you. Can I just remove you for a second? Oh, and I just lost my pen. How you doing? There's a card in here. This one. As soon as I flipped this over, I heard, I am not afraid to make noise.
Me.
And I am seeing this energy here with like drumsticks going on. It was really a nice feeling, to be honest with you. It's almost like these two feelings, and the way they're depicted, calm, active, or active and passive. I feel like I'm strategizing where I am going to cultivate and create my future. My future adventures and endeavors. Okay. My future adventures and endeavors. No, not yet.
I said no.
I am a dog, maybe right now. No, it's just my higher mind. And the reason why I say dog is because it feels curious like a dog. And I'm about to smell another sciencey thing. Like the flame. Maybe that's a Bunsen burner. Or a candle, let's say. Or a candle. And I'm very curious, like you would see a dog kind of like looking at this thing going, what is this curiosity? I think you're going to see, if not already, like another power, another light. This comes from getting these squiggly squaggles of Dancer of Lies gone. And like just released out of your energy and aura. And it's because of like the falcon observations that you have. That squiggles, they're gone. Make no mistake, I will make some noise. Make no mistake, I will make noise.
Have we met?
I don't know, have we met? We're here for honey, if you have anything to add. The new moon, maybe new moon means something to you. Moon maiden, new beginnings. Draws me in from here to here to here, greater than, less than, greater than, less than. I feel like you can do, it's like through this whole thing, it's like losses and gains, small or big, this, that, or the other. Your ability, that awareness of it. I feel like I'm a drummer. I know I said that before, but I feel like I'm a drummer. My aura is extending and expanding. Currently in a straight line. I'm also seeing it like the straight line of it is copper piping, not plastic piping, not, well, I guess PVC is plastic, but it's not this kind, it's copper. Very specifically the conductivity of copper. There are turtles. You've got a lot of defense things going on. I feel like this protection's pretty cool because this protection is of the channel of I can't even say the words conductivity. So I'm seeing them kind of like video game characters in like Mario or I don't know, pick anything. And they have an axe, but this axe head is like really, really large. Kind of like with the night thing and the right, the arrow is really long or whatever that kind of pole thing was. These guys have like an axe. It's massive. The head of the thing of the axe is massive. They also can catapult. They can also catapult. Sorry if I was like leaning. I get all chill sometimes when I'm in there. What's going on here? Okay, I'm kneeling. I'm kneeling at a grave, symbolically speaking, or I'm in prayer. It's the ground. Yeah, it's the ground. Something I'm carrying on my shoulders right now. And something about the chest up. Chest up? Okay, so this might be somebody in spirit. Something about chest up and the things I was carrying. I feel, okay, when I step into that space, I feel as though this is like this masculine energy that is in spirit. and carrying things. And chest up, even like his traps, maybe something got trapped. I don't know what it is. Very big, like I'm seeing these like chopsticks or like almost like the drummer feel, like you make a noise, but like maybe it's like a I don't know, something along that lines. I was scared of something in my head or something along that lines. Oh my, oy vey, one moment. Yeah, there is when I'm in the spirit space, there is something in my head. And where from one regard I saw it like being protective and of this copper piping and this, that, and this flame, this intuitive flame, or, you know, whatever kind of flame you want to put personally. This now feels like I am somebody outside of you, but in your auric field. And they had to go through like I don't know if there's like a mind storm, but as I say this, because I'm seeing it in the head, there's something about the chest up. The chest up. I don't know what it is. They wander towards you, I believe, in the sleep state. Something about wanting and needing forgiveness to repair. Now, what I'm seeing here, like, see this, I don't know if it is a tree. Maybe it's grief and sorrow, or not so much a lie, but not saying. The not saying felt like a lie, or not telling me or not telling you felt or feels like a lie, but I'm hearing it's not a lie. Wasn't meant to be anyway, because there's something about this energy, the wailing tree of reconciliation, of like self-punishment. That's been done and dealt with. And now it's like I'm stepping forward. Yeah, I understand that. I'm stepping forward to, as the spirit, to work through forgiveness, not so much for understanding, because to be honest with you, I'm not really sure right now when I'm in this space of this masculine spirit, what the understanding is, because I'm in it. But thank you. It's from this first breath, beginner's mind, and the mood made new beginnings. One's masculine, one's feminine. And this is with these two energies stepping forward to like work cohesively from here, to be friendly, the friendly foresights of this. Sorry, anyway, there's something about the forgiveness. Because there's even, I'm hearing, forgive myself for it. Not because I've done anything bad or maybe something bad had happened, this, that, or the other. But maybe it was just the process and the way, which I think, you know, to some degree or another, we can all resonate with. In making choices with the amount of things we have going on, or the way we can process things. There's the dolphin in there. I see you. This dolphin in here. Thank you. And with this dolphin card, like, see how, yeah, so she's sitting there. This is that person right there, sitting on this rock.
Do you know?
I think it's this one. This energy is stepping forward. There's a little bit of a defense mechanism, though, going on. There's that peregrine falcon again, of observation. Oh my goodness. Cool. I feel like you have birds that just like fly around your head and like tell you things. There is a new beginning with the Fool, absolutely. Yeah, and maybe that's by walking away or towards. This doesn't feel like in regards to, do you know what this makes me feel like? Thank you. Yep, I hear you. So with the Tower and the Eight of Cups, of course, and the Two of Wands, if these mean anything to you. There's power again. You have so much lightning around you. Lightning,
I told her.
lightning. This green. It's like I'm taking time, or I'm spending time through the windows of observation. And while I think it's through this connection, it's like I never walked away, but I leave a cleansing offering. It's like that's my gesture. But this is understood because there's an internal process, this flame, I need to look at and sniff at what's being offered to me in this. Whether it's by the someone in spirit, by my shadow self, my subconscious seeds, apply anything that may or may not resonate. And that's kind of like when I go back to the chemistry solution thing. Once I
love you.
I love you as well. And somebody loves you. I leave the offering and I cleanse it. It's like this is the light that indicates the cleansing of communication through the copper piping of our connectivity. Because you can help them. It's like Jerry Maguire I'm hearing. Help me, help you, help me, help you. And then I feel like I wait. Because now the other energy kind of comes and goes. Internally or externally. It comes and goes. And while I've, quote unquote, walked away from that, and when I say walk away, it's because I've left an offering and I feel as though I appreciate, respect, and admire freedom of time to contemplate. And while there may be a time and place that instant interactions are required, instant manifestations are positive or negative, are appreciated, there's also bounty and beauty in things not being instant. So to take time, can I answer that question in like an hour? Can I get back to you when I have time to be fully present with this? Your awareness of that is appreciative.
What is your name?
Somebody has also left you an offering in spirit form, and I feel like you're walking away from it because you're actually walking towards them. Because they're not there at the offering. It's left for you as a clue. And I walk towards them. It. Whoever. Whatever this is. Seven of Wands. I don't wait. I wander my mind, my heart, I do my work in the meantime. I don't allow it to be like this unguarded time. Not saying that one needs to be guarded, but it doesn't stop me from pursuing my personal path in temple building. Emperor's on the bottom. High Priestess. The Devil. Page of Cups. Ten of Cups. The Hermit. There's that fire again, that light.
Sister.
I feel like you might have a choice, whether it's jobs, relationships, people. I feel like there's a few stories going on here. There's a few different characters in your life that all are a part of your rainbow of like happy, right? The spectrum of happy. Whether they're friends, family, co-workers, no matter, it feels like no matter what context somebody might be in, or not context, container maybe of interactions with you,
Shaman.
It's very noticeable when somebody is part of your frequency family of this rainbow of sorts. And like adding another ribbon that strengthens your whole kind of atmosphere, if I may, of your existence. All right, let's get ready to wander down in here, and then we'll get ready to close out. Oh my goodness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so what are we going to do? Where are we going to? Oh, we're going into the blues. All right. Blue moon. Okay, so I'm right at this project manager. I think he's still staying as a project manager. I don't know yet. I'm not going to...
Walter.
I'm going to open it up. Maybe his name is Walter. Could be a spirit guide, actually. Something about your home or a place of... Oh, you know what? I think this is, if I may, because it's very large. You might have a very large home, or the building you live in is very, very large. But I also want to indicate something about the map of where you work, like putting yourself on the map of this large establishment, hotel, whatever the case may be. Boundaries. These little skunk balls have beautiful, 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 beautiful boundaries. Active love, self-care here and now. Whether this is your masculine and feminine energies, or in regards to different kinds of relationships. So, yeah, I feel like I don't need to say a whole lot. What is that?
Sagittarius.
'Cause you're amazing, just the way you are. Time. Could be something about the timing, or being in two different time frames of density, but you're receiving or getting messages. And if you have been waiting, because there's a lot of like a waiting feel up here. Oh, thank you. So this is also like when you're sleeping. Remember from like the other side, and I saw like the bed frame, and I can see this person sleeping and like see all that information coming in or out, whatever the case is. It's like if the high priestess and the emperor were a couple. Couple of, friends, or a couple of whatever, or couple of 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. Be you. Be you. Be you. Be you. Be you. Something about wiener dogs. Somebody's being taken away and out of your energy. This is kind of feels like something that is you're aware of, where, like, say this is the temple done and completed by the shape of it. And again, something about the map. I don't know why I'm seeing a map. I'm not map qualified, but there it is.
What should I do?
And you get to stand in front of this as like the temple's done, but still being built in different dimensions, because it's something about seeing really just different dimensions as well. And there's these wiener dogs and other energies that help. Like there's an energy here that's looking through like a telescope, keeping an eye out. There's all these different layers. It's like, no, you get taken away. Your boundaries are beautiful, because they serve as a strength. And I don't mean like, beating things up in a boundary. It strengthens the foundational walls of the channels that I'm building towards other people, places, or things, whether that's in spirit, the afterlife, at work, at play, in my heart, in my home. Pick a channel, any channel. Your boundaries serve to strengthen it. It's worth protecting by example, by leading by example. But I feel like you're also aware because I feel very social and active to some degree wandering through this, that that is like maintenance mode is always in play. You know, like if somebody, or if you can imagine like, okay, like a hotel, right? And everything's not cleaned all at once. It's not like there's 500 people that go in at the same time and whoop, kitchen, basement to rooms to everything just at once, right? It happens in these calculated strategic schedules. It's like, oh, but right. And it may look like it makes no sense to look at it and be like,
you can't understand.
Yeah. And right. It may be like, there's people here, there's people here. There's always movement, always something moving. And we could say at some point in time, it's like, it's never just stop, clean, done. Maybe the only time you see that happening or happen is when something's being built and it gets cleaned and we open. Like that one moment. And maybe you're present or aware of that. But once there's energy, once there are people, once there are things and there's life being lived, this housekeeping, but your maintenance of your whole manifestations require these little bits. And this is why it feels so big, because your awareness, at least for me in this aura space, it's like I'm aware of it, but it's no big deal because I have been strategic in learning or scheduling strategically as I've been learning along the way what works best and what doesn't, what parts of me need rest, and when are they going to come back in off vacation, and maybe this part of me needs to take a 5-minute break. Maybe this one's dealing with family things. Do you know what I'm saying? But this feels all internal, and this might be a long-winded adventure, but it was so good. So thank you to get to that amazing realization. Like, I feel like I can wake up and stretch.
Inside.
You receive messages all the time. And somebody in spirit wants to serve you or is courting your channel. It might be the Emperor, because the Emperor might see you as the High Priestess. All right, closing out messages for Honey. I hope you are doing well. Oh, see, there's more like peacocks. I love it. There's even like workers under the ground, like lawn care. There's even like, I don't know what to call it. I'm simply going to say vision. You know, like in Dirty Dancing, their hotel or whatever it is, and it was like on a hill with this grassy knoll or something like that. And there's life everywhere happening. Vision and clarity.
Do you know?
Something about bubbles as well. Justice.
Guardian.
I just heard something in my right ear. Couldn't tell you what it was, but it was like a sound. And then we have truth. On the bottom is grieving. You're balancing schedules, and there's clarity in that scheduling and this is why it feels so big. It feels so big because it's like I'm able to reflect in so many places, but in order to reflect and like be a channel for that in whatever spaces it is and whatever positions, people, places, or things, titles one might hold, sister, brother, friend, co-worker, boss, customer, giver, receiver, seller. Like there's so many of them.
Finish.
And this whole, we're finishing. But it feels, it's only getting better and better as it evolves and as it's experienced. And yes, sometimes we have to go into like to the sewers, and sometimes we have to go into like places maybe we don't go in a whole lot. So it's like, well, what's, like what's been going on in the, boiler room? Nobody knows. And sometimes you can have that feeling.
19.
But overall, it's balanced. It's balanced. It's like you're not going to have somebody maintain the boiler room or dust the boiler room as much as you would the front counter. Because you're like, well, no, somebody just needs to dust the boiler room once a month or once a week. But the front counter, we need done every day or every few hours. Just the traffic's different. I'm going to let you go, honey. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. I want to thank you so, so much from my haunted heart for having the adventure with me. And I will see you again soon.
41.
So much love.